2006. The world was much simpler. Well, not really. It never is. But my world was a lot simpler. I had just graduated from my university that year, I started on my career, and I had bought a Nikon D50, a 6 megapixel beast of a camera with that wonderful CCD sensor in it. And as a photographer, I couldn't decide who I wanted to be. Did I want to shoot lifestyle? Did I want to shoot editorial? Did I want to shoot travel? Did I want to shoot family and portraits? I kind of tried a lot of things in the early days of photography. And all the while, on the other side of the world from me in 2006, a German company launched the very first digital M camera with the Leica M8. Now, I tried unsuccessfully to find any video or press release or anything from that era, but I found nothing. It's like the internet went totally dark on this, super weird. The Leica M8 had a 10 megapixel CCD sensor, and it was a crop sensor, 1.3 crop factor, not even full frame. But there was something really special about that sensor in the Leica M8. Leica had partnered with Kodak to create this sensor. And Kodak had developed this sensor with their classic and iconic Kodachrome film as their inspiration. And for the black and white mode, they used their Tri-X film as their inspiration. And you can debate like all day long about the authenticity of the M8 files against actual Kodachrome film, but you can definitely see that Kodak was trying to replicate in a digital process the look of Kodachrome. Probably a good time to tell you that I just recently picked up a Leica M8. For all these reasons that I was just talking about, and then a few more we're going to talk about right now, I was able to find this M8 from MPB, got it at a reasonable price for an old Leica. It is like brand new, like it's completely clean. There's not a scratch on this camera. It must have been a collector's camera because I don't know how many times this shutter has been fired, but it cannot be many. There's literally nothing about this camera that looks like it was used. It's really wild. And I've only had it for a couple of days, but I've been shooting it nonstop. And I've got to say, guys, like, if you've ever read any hype about the Leica M8, it is real. The hype is real. Hey, before I go any further, can I just show you the shutter real quick? It's got the craziest shutter. Like, my M11, in fact, hold on. This is the M11, so we're going to use this as our base. Hear that? Great sounding shutter. Now, let's grab the M8. Because this was the most surprising thing when I first fired this camera off. All right, let's put it on nice speed here. Okay, you ready? Here we go. It sounds like an old film camera. It sounds so good. You can feel those vibrations like cut through your hand. The M8 had one pretty major flaw, and that is that the sensor is really sensitive to infrared light. Colors get really shifted on the dark spectrum, like blacks can go to purple or maroon. So what you do to negate that is you get an IR filter, which I've got right here screwed on to the front of my lens. This corrects that IR problem and you're good to go. So I know a lot of people feel like that's like a deal breaker, but it really isn't because you can get a fairly inexpensive IR filter and go for it. Another quick interruption just to say that if you like this video and videos like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I post 2 videos a week unless something goes horribly wrong. Now, there's going to be more videos coming on this channel about my experiences with this M8. But what I did today was I took the M8 and the M11 side by side to our local farmer's market. I figured there's a lot of color there, some people out, and I just took photos of fruits and vegetables as I walked through the farmer's market. Also, I recorded the video on this new DJI Pocket 3 camera here. You know, the older I get, the less I enjoy carrying a big camera rig like my Sony a7S III on a Joby tripod. So I wanted to try something small and compact. I don't know how much I love it yet, but I'm still trying to figure out the settings and everything. So as you watch today's video, let me know what you think. Did this get the job done? So for the next few minutes, take a look at the Leica M8 and M11 files straight out of the camera, No edits, just straight out. These are DNG files, just straight up. And just know that because of the crop factor on the M8, I put the 28 Summicron on here, and I put the 35 Summilux on the M11. And with the crop factor, the 28 is essentially a 35, which is okay by me because I shoot 35 90% of the time. And also because this lens is down at f2 and this one can go to 1.4, I actually put this one, the 35 Summilux, at 2.8, so they would have similar renderings, again, because of the crop factor. All right, let's take a look at these photos. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on what you just saw. Please share your initial observations and any comments right below and let me know how you think the M8 and its 10 megapixels looks against the M11 with its 60 megapixels. And megapixels really aren't even the issue here, but it's just when you think about camera tech and features and what we know is like our norm of operation. Dynamic range, megapixels, all these things are important, and the M8 has very little dynamic range and very few megapixels. And then the M11, which I love. You guys know I love my M11, and I'm not saying there's anything negative about the M11. It's just wild to me how different the M8 colors are and how filmic it looks. And also, because it's a new camera, I'm still trying to figure out what videos to make with this camera. So if you've got suggestions or things that you want to see, leave those comments below and tell me and let me know. I will happily make any reasonable video that I can. Give me a follow on Instagram if you don't already, because I'm making this M8 kind of my daily shooter right now, and I'm sharing on stories and on threads, just random photos throughout the week. So if you want to see more photos taken with the Leica M8, I am not editing them also. I'm literally just accepting them as they are, importing the DNGs, and then exporting them back out to post. That's it. So follow along. All these links are right below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.